So, good morning, all of you. So, in yesterday's class, we have discussed about the concept called clue. What is clue? That means like closed loop in number for bypass, right? So, before the conclusion of this particular topic, once we shall go from the start of this concept called credit card cards in mobile and wireless computing together within 2 to 3 years, right? So, I am repeating this particular topic 2 to 3 times. Why? Because this is an important topic in this unit. So, make sure you understand and you can attempt the question at the time of teaching itself, right? So, credit card frauds in mobile and wireless computing era. So we know what is a credit card and we know what are the frauds that are going to be done on the credit cards. Since our trend has been increasing from 2G to 3G, and now our aim is to buy a new mobile with some lightweight and with extraordinary features. Uh, uh, the generation is being changed and the requirements of the user is also being changed. Since the generation and requirements are also getting rapid change, the hackers are also getting some softwares where they can hack the data, like where they can hack the data from the mobile or even by using the wireless also. So further, they have given an online environment for credit card transaction. If you look into this diagram, okay, online environment for credit card transactions. So this is the online environment. This is the online environment for credit card transactions. So what is the online environment means? First the card holder who is having the magnetic strip card is going to give this card to the shopkeeper. Okay, let us consider a shopkeeper. So what does the shopkeeper do? Is he keep the card in this swipe machine. Immediately after keeping the card in the swipe machine, what it does is it retrieves the data which is regarding the data which is regarding the owner of the card. So what the machine does is what the swiping machine does is it retrieves the data from the magnetic strip. So that particular retrieving of data is done by using the magnetic strip reader. Magnetic strip reader. So immediately after reading of the data, it gives us a pin pad where the card holder needs to enter the 4-digit pin. So after entering the four-digit pin, the data will be sent to the merchant server. From merchant server, it will be given to the acquiring bank. From acquiring bank, it will be passed to the card issuing bank by using the backend network, where they will be checking whether the pin which is in the server and the pin which is given by the user both are same or not. If they are same, then the card issuing bank will be returning the data to the acquiring bank and the acquiring bank will be returning to the merchant server. This is the online environment for the credit card transaction, right? So then, in order to prevent credit card frauds, we have discussed about 13 tools. So what are the mandatory things which we need to do in order to increase the frauds of the credit card? First we need to sign. First we need to sign on the back of the card immediately after we have taken it. And the second one is we need to make sure we have the Xerox copies of both the sides of the card and place them in a safe and a secure place, such that even if we lost our card, the details will be useful, right? And the third one is we at the time of giving the card. So if a particular bank has given a credit card for us, they'll be giving a default PIN number. So immediately after receiving a particular default PIN number, we need to change it before the first transaction itself. Next one is we need to carry our credit cards or debit cards in a separate pouch or in a separate card holder. That means we should normally we'll be carrying those particular cards in a pouch or in a wallet, right? So sorry, not a pouch, in our wallets. So we need to make sure such cards will be placed in separate pouch or in a separate card holder. And the next thing is we need to have the contact number of the card. Suppose if our credit card is of HDFC, then we need to have the contact number so that if our card has been lost, then automatically we can call to that particular number and we can inform them that our card is been lost and we can make them to block the particular card in order to reduce the fraud. Right. Next, we need to keep an eye on the transaction. We need to keep an eye on the transaction. That means See, at the time of payment, we'll be giving the card to the shopkeeper, right? So he will be giving the card to the machine. So immediately after the completion of the particular transaction, and while we are coming out, make sure we are taking the card from them. That means మనం ఒకసారి కార్డ్ ఇచ్చి స్వైప్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఒకసారి కార్డ్ ఇచ్చి స్వైప్ చేసిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ మనం ఆ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ అయిపోయి వచ్చేస్తున్నప్పుడు we need to make sure that we take our card back. Okay. And the next thing is we need to preserve all the receipts. We need to preserve all the receipts. Suppose ఒక month లో 20 transactions చేసిన 20 receipts కూడా we need to preserve. Why we need to preserve is at the time of the month end bill, invoice bill, మనకి invoice bill వచ్చినప్పుడు we need to tally this 20 we need to tally this 20 receipts which we have preserved with the invoice bill. If both the transactions are same, then what we need to do is we need to destroy all the receipts. We need to destroy all the receipts. Suppose if there is any change in the transaction, suppose if there is any change in the transaction, or if we got any doubt, then we need to call to the bank. Then we need to call to the bank and we need to verify with them, right? And the next thing what we need to do is we need to inform if there are any change in our contact details, or if there is a change in address, or if there is a change in mobile number or email, clearly to the bank numbers, clearly to the bank numbers. And the next one is we need to ensure the legitimacy of the website before providing any card details. Before providing any card details, we need to ensure the legitimacy of the particular website where we are going to give our information. And the last thing which we need to do is we need to report the loss of the card immediately. Suppose if a card has not been found right with us right now, then we must not get delayed in giving the information to the bank members. We need to report them at the earliest when we lost the card. And if the bank members have assisted us to go to police station, we need to give the necessary information to the nearest police station also, right? So these are all the 13 rules which we need to perform in order to prevent the credit card frauds. And there are 7 don'ts. So 13 do's alagayithe unnayo, there are 7 don'ts which we must not do. First one is we should not store the card number or PIN number in a mobile. Suppose if you store the card number or PIN number in a mobile, and if your mobile has been if our mobile has been if our mobile has got any problem, if it's not a switch, it is not on, then suppose if we lost a mobile, these are all the several conditions where there will be problems if you store our card number and PIN in your cell. And the next one is we should not lend our cards to anyone. That means if you are going to ATM, we need to make sure we will not give any cards to anyone. అంటే మన ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ మనమే చేసుకోవాలి, వేరే వాళ్ళకి ఇవ్వకూడదు. We should not give our cards to anyone to use, right? Next one, we should not leave cards or transaction scripts lying around. So after the transaction or before the transaction or while coming out of the ATM or while coming out of a shopping mall, we need to make sure we are carrying our card and the transaction receipt with ourselves. Next one is we should not sign on a blank paper. Should not sign on a blank paper. Suppose if if the receipt is not visible clearly, we need to request the particular person to give under receipt rather than signing on a blank paper. Next one, we should not write a card number, PIN number on a postcard or an envelope. Suppose if you are going to post any card, we should not through post. ఏదైనా ఒక క్రెడిట్ కార్డ్ పోస్ట్ చేయాల్సి వచ్చింది, దాని ఎన్వెలప్ మీద కానీ లేదా అవుట్ సైడ్ కానీ ఎక్కడా కూడా we should not mention the card number and the PIN number. Clear all of it? Next thing is what we must not do is give out immediately our account number over the phone. Nowadays we'll be getting some prank calls where they will be calling us and they'll be telling that we are from the bank, and they will be insisting us to give the card number or the account number or the PIN number, right? So if that particular person who has called us is a genuine bank person, our details will be already available with them in the server. There is no use of calling to us again and asking our PIN number or card number or any account number. That's why if you got any call, and if they are asking your card number or any account number or any PIN number, we must not give. Next one, we should what we must not do is destroy credit card receipts by simply dropping into garbage box or dustbin. Okay, simply use switches or connecting network. We need to make sure that no others will see into no others will see into the receipts. Clear? So these are all the don'ts which we must not do. So keeping in mind with all the do's and don'ts which we have discussed, some Australia company which is called as Alacrity, they are following the concept of CLIM. CLIM in the sense closed loop environment for wireless. Closed loop environment for wireless. So look into this diagram. Look into this diagram, where this diagram consists of 5 steps, which we start from the left side. On the left side, first thing is merchant sends a transaction to the bank. Merchant sends a transaction to the bank. ఒక merchant bank transaction పంపించాలంటే ఇట్స్ బై యూజింగ్ క్రెడిట్ కార్డ్ ఆర్ ఎనీ అదర్ డెబిట్ కార్డ్ అంటే ఒక కార్డ్ యూజ్ చేసి merchant అనేవాడు ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ బ్యాంక్ పంపించాడు. Then what does the bank do is it transmits the request to the authorized card holder. So bank ఏం చేస్తుంది? It transmits the request. It transmits the request to the authorized card holder through a channel called SMS. SMS is short message service. Clear? Next one, the card holder. See, short SMS means not like our mobile SMS. Short message SMS means short message service, right? So they will not be sending any messages like through our mobile SMS. They will be sending a genuine mails. They will be sending a genuine mails. And the next thing is the card holder approves or rejects. Suppose the card holder may approve or reject. Suppose if the request sent to the card holder is okay, then he will be approving. Suppose if the request which is being sent to the card holder is not correct, then he will be rejecting. Then he will be rejecting. The first step is so after the information given by the bank, after the information given by the card holder, that means approve అయిందా రిజెక్ట్ అయిందా చెక్ చేసుకొని అప్పుడు బ్యాంక్ కానీ మర్చెంట్ కానీ నోటిఫై చేసుకుంటారు. Then the bank notifies after the cardholder approves or rejects. Finally, the fifth step is the credit card transaction has been completed. Suppose if the cardholder has been approved, cardholder can yes or no, up transaction is completed. Suppose reject just then the transaction will not be completed. This is the structure of claim. Next, types and techniques of credit card forms. So see, there are two techniques. There are two techniques of credit card forms. First one is traditional techniques, and the second one is modern techniques. In the traditional techniques, it has been categorized into two types called ID theft and financial fraud. So ID theft, financial fraud, traditional techniques are modern techniques lo triangulation and credit card generation. So triangulation and credit card generators are comes under modern techniques, and ID theft and financial fraud comes under the traditional techniques. So coming to the ID theft, what is an ID theft? ID theft is nothing but where an individual pretends to be someone else. Where an individual pretends to be someone else. Suppose if I have taken a card from you, అది నేను యూజ్ చేయాలనుకోండి. నేను ఒక షాప్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు లేదా ఒక షాపింగ్ మాల్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాను, ఆ కార్డ్ ఇచ్చి నేను మీలాగా ప్రిటెండ్ చేస్తాను. ఐ విల్ బి యాక్టింగ్ that I will be acting such that I am the owner of that particular card. That is called as ID theft. And the second one is financial fraud. Here, the individual gives false information about the financial status to the acquired credit. Financial fraud ఏం చేస్తారు, ఒక individual అనేది false information ఇస్తారు. That means the information or the data which is given by the person is not true regarding to the financial status. So ID theft and financial fraud comes under the traditional techniques. And the next one is modern techniques. Modern techniques two types of. So the two types of modern techniques are triangulation and credit card generators. Triangulation and credit card generators. So what is triangulation? Here, first the criminal offers the goods with heavy discounted rates through a website designed and hosted by the which appears to be legitimate merchandise website. So first point ఏంటంటే triangulation లో అంటే first thing మనం పర్చేస్ చేసే గూడ్స్ అనేది కూడా అందరికన్నా తక్కువ రేటుకి అవైలబుల్గా ఇస్తారు. సో he'll be providing heavy discounts on particular goods. And the second thing is the customer visits on the website with his name, address, shipping address, and valid credit details. So offer అనగానే మన ఐసెట్ ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తుంది? Since there is heavy discount, we'll be going into that particular website and we'll be registering with our name, with our shipping address and some valid credit card details. Next, the criminal orders the goods from a legitimate website with the help of the stolen credit card details and supply shipping address that have been provided by the customer while registering on the criminal website. Clear all of you? That is the purpose why we are telling we should not you or we must not reveal our credit card details or our bank details. Why? Because the person who has taken who has stolen our credit card, that means he is doing some crime, right? So he is being called as a criminal. The criminal orders the goods from a legitimate website with the help of the stolen credit card. తన జెన్యున్ క్రెడిట్ కార్డ్ కాకుండా ఏ క్రెడిట్ కార్డ్ అయితే తను స్టోర్ చేశాడో, అంటే వేరే వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి తీసుకున్నాడో ఆ క్రెడిట్ కార్డ్ యూస్ చేసుకొని వెబ్సైట్ లో గూడ్స్ ని చెక్ చేసుకుంటాడు. He'll be providing the stolen credit card details. And the next one is the goods are shipped to the customer and the transaction gets completed. Goods అనేది ఏమవుతుంది, కస్టమర్ కి షిప్ అవుతాయి, ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ అనేది కంప్లీట్. The criminal keeps on purchasing other goods using fraudulent credit card details of different customers till the criminal closes existing website and starts a new one. ఎప్పటిదాకా అయితే ఆ ఫ్రాడ్ వెబ్సైట్ అనేది క్లోజ్ అయిందో లేదా కొత్తగా ఇంకోటి ఏదైనా క్రియేట్ చేసే వరకు కూడా దిస్ ప్రాసెస్ విల్ బి kept repeating, right? So this is the triangulation method. నార్మల్ గా మనం జెన్యున్ వెబ్సైట్ యూజర్ ఏదైతే చేస్తాడో అదే ఒక క్రిమినల్ కనుక పెర్ఫామ్ చేస్తుంటే, క్రిమినల్ పెర్ఫామ్ చేస్తున్నాడంటే తన ఓన్ క్రెడిట్ కార్డ్ కాకుండా స్టోలెన్ క్రెడిట్ కార్డ్ డీటెయిల్స్ లో నుంచి, స్టోలెన్ క్రెడిట్ కార్డ్ అడ్రస్ లో నుంచి, కార్డ్ లో నుంచి డీటెయిల్స్ యూజ్ చేసి ఏదైనా చేస్తుంటే కన్నా ఇట్ కమ్స్ అండర్ క్రిమినల్ యాక్టివిటీ, రైట్? నార్మల్ గా మనం జెన్యున్ గా చేసేదాన్ని క్రిమినల్ యాక్టివిటీతో కంపేర్ చేసి ఇట్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఎ ట్రయాంగులేషన్ technique. And the last thing is credit card generators. So this is one of the modern technique where the hackers need to use the computer knowledge in order to create a software. So what that particular software creates is it creates valid credit card numbers and the expiry date. So a modern technique has been used. ఏదో ఒక modern technique అనేది. So this credit card generator is nothing but a modern technique. A modern technique ఏంటి అంటే ఒక పర్సన్ కంప్యూటర్ టెక్నాలజీని యూజ్ చేసుకొని ఒక సాఫ్ట్వేర్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలి. The purpose of that software is to create a valid credit card numbers and the expiry date. See, most of the hackers or most of the criminals highly rely on these generators to create valid credit cards. These are available for free download on the internet. These particular softwares are available on the internet for free download itself. See, even if the software has been even if the software needs to be purchased, so hackers don't mind. Since these softwares are available free right now, what the hackers do is they download the softwares and then they will be creating the credit card numbers and the expiry dates, right? So this comes under credit card generators. So there are two types of techniques where the credit card frauds will be done. First one is traditional technique, and the second one is modern techniques. Traditional techniques consist of two parts: ID theft and financial fraud. ID theft లో ఏం చెప్పాము, ఇండివిజువల్ ఎవరో గురించి ప్రిటెండ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాడు. Suppose I will be acting like others అన్నమాట. Second one is financial fraud. Financial fraud ఏం చేస్తుంది, information given by the individual is false regarding his financial status. Next thing is modern technique. Modern technique consists of two parts, where the first part is triangulation and the second part is credit card generators. Triangulation లో ఏం చేస్తుంది, నార్మల్ గా ఒక జెన్యున్ కార్డ్ హోల్డర్ ఏదైతే చేస్తాడో అదే యాక్టివిటీ కనుక ఒక క్రిమినల్ పర్సన్ who has stolen the credit card and the person where he is going to use the credit card details, the total concept comes under triangulation method. And the last one in modern techniques is credit card generators. Credit card generators is nothing but a modern technique where the software will be available for free, and that particular software is used to create credit card numbers and the expiry dates. So these particular criminals or hackers will be relying on it, right? So this comes under the ending of the topic called as credit card frauds in mobile and wireless communication era. So remember, this is one of the very important question regarding your internal or external examination. I have discussed about this concept for two classes. Even the concept is of very small, I have discussed this particular concept for two classes. So make sure you don't leave this particular topic, right? And the next concept is security challenges posed by the mobile devices. Security challenges posed by the mobile devices. So we know mobile is mobile is nothing but an electronic device. It's nothing but a handheld device. It's called as a mobile device, or it's called as a pocket placed device, or it's called as a handheld device. See, mobility brings two main challenges to the cyber security. Mobility brings two major challenges to the cyber security. First one is on the handheld devices, information is being taken outside the physically controlled environment. So on the handheld devices లో ఏం జరుగుతుంది ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అనేది ఫిజికల్ గా తీసుకోగలుగుతుంది and remote access back to the promoted environment is being granted, and remote access back to the protected environment is being granted. So these are the two main challenges that is being existing with the sorry. These are the two main challenges. These are the two main challenges which the mobility brings towards the cyber security, which the mobile brings towards the cyber security. The first one is on the handheld devices. Information is being taken outside physically controlled environment. And the second thing is remote access back to the protected environment is being granted. So these are the two main challenges. Next, perceptions of the organization to the cybersecurity challenges are important in devising appropriate security operating procedure. So the thinking of the organizations to the above mentioned challenges in order to provide security, in order to provide the cyber security, they are creating a security operating procedure. They need to create a security operating procedure. So as the number of mobile devices users are increasing, two challenges have been presented. So before creating a secured operating procedure, what they need to do is the users are getting increased. The users who are going to use the mobile devices are going to get increased day by day. So when they got the particular doubt at the time of creating an operating procedures, again two challenges have been raised. First one is at the device level called micro challenges, and at the organization level called macro challenges. So number of mobile devices increase అవడం వల్ల ఏం జరుగుతుంది అంటే టూ challenges అనేది ఎగ్జిబిట్ అవుతుంది. ఫస్ట్ ఏంటి డివైస్ లెవెల్లో అయితే మైక్రో ఛాలెంజెస్ అంటున్నాం, సారీ డివైస్ లెవెల్ అయితే మైక్రో ఛాలెంజెస్ అంటున్నాం, organization level అయితే కనుక macro challenges అంటాం. So within the device there are some limited challenges, right? So when we compare with the organization level, there will be n number of users who are going to use the mobile phone devices. So organization level లో macro challenges అంటాం, device level లో micro challenges అంటాం. See, the following are some of the well-known techniques challenges in mobile security. The following are some of the well-known technical challenges in mobile security. First one is managing the registry settings. Managing the registry settings and configuration authentication service security. So, మన mobile device లో there is an option called as registry settings. మన mobile device లో if you go to the option called settings లో sub option ఏముంటుందంటే registry settings ఉంటుంది. So we will be discussing this particular topic about managing the registry settings later. So next one concept registering settings for mobile devices, right? So until then, keep in mind that we need to manage the registry settings and configuration authentication service security. ఈ ఆప్షన్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది మన మొబైల్లో సెట్టింగ్స్ లో రిజిస్ట్రీ సెట్టింగ్స్ అని సబ్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది. And the second one is cryptography security. Second one is cryptography security. So we know that what is cryptography. Suppose if I want to send any data to you, I'll be sending that particular data with a log, or I'll be sending that particular data in an encrypted format. So ఒకసారి encrypt జరిగి దాని decryption జరిగితే దాని ఒరిజినల్ డేటా అనేది మళ్ళీ బయటకు రివీల్ అవ్వదు. That is nothing but cryptography, right? So providing cryptography security. Suppose if I am sending any mail to you with a key existing with it, suppose the opposite person, suppose the receiver, if you want to open that particular mail, he need to open with the mail which I have given, where he need to use the key which is given by me. నేను ఒక మెయిల్ వేరే పర్సన్ కి పంపించినప్పుడు ఆ మెయిల్ తో పాటు ఒక కీని కూడా సెండ్ చేస్తాం. ఆ రిసీవర్ అనేవాడు కనుక ఆ మెయిల్ ఓపెన్ చేయాలి అంటే ఈ నీడ్ టు ఓపెన్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ మెయిల్ బై యూజింగ్ ద సేమ్ కీ. By using the same key, see there are some keys called as public key or private key, or there are some n number of keys available. There are some n number of keys available. And the third one is LDAP security. LDAP in the sense lightweight directory access protocol security. The fourth one is RAS, remote access server security. Next one, media player control security. And the last one is API security. API in the sense networking application program interface security. So these are all the 6 types of securities where we are well known, where they are challenging in the mobile security. So these are the 6 types of securities which are challenging in the mobile, which are challenging in the case of mobiles where the users are getting increasing day by day. Simple six security challenges with petrol. First one, మనకు ఒక మొబైల్ ఉంటుంది, మొబైల్లో సెట్టింగ్స్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ సెట్టింగ్స్ లో రిజిస్ట్రీ సెట్టింగ్స్ ఉంటుంది. అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి ఏం చేయాలి మనం? We need to manage registry settings, configuration, and authentication security. Next one is cryptographic security. Next one, LDAP, lightweighted directory access protocol. Next one, RAS, remote access server security. Next one, media player control security. And the last one is called API security. API in the sense application program interface security. Application program interface security. So these are all the several challenges posed by the mobile devices. So this question and the registry settings for mobile devices, these two questions may become under 2 marks. These two questions may come under 2 marks in this particular unit. Simply what they will be asking is what are the security challenges posed by the mobile devices. So first two challenges ఉన్నాయన్న. ఏంటి ఆ two challenges అంటే handheld devices. On the handheld devices, information is being taken outside the physically controlled environment. And the second one is remote access back to the protected environment is being granted. So for this purpose, what the organizations are being thinking is they are thinking of to create a security operating procedure. Security operating procedure. So at the time of creating a security operating procedure, they have got two challenges where why? Because there are number of users increasing day by day. There are number of users increasing day by day. So ఆ challenges ని ఎక్కువ categories కింద డివైడ్ చేసుకొని ఒకటి మైక్రో challenges అంటారు, ఇంకోటి macro challenges. Suppose if it is within a device, suppose the challenge lies within a device, it is called as a micro challenge. Suppose the challenge lies with an organization, then it is called as macro challenge. So it is called as macro challenge. See the below list. These are the challenges in the mobile security. These are the challenges in the mobile security. Where the first one is managing the registry settings, configurations, and authentication service security. Next one, cryptographic security. Third one is LDAP. Fourth one, RAS security. Sixth one, media player control security. And the last one is API security. So these are the six securities. These are the six securities in mobile, in the concept of mobility, right? So the next topic is registry settings for mobile devices. So this is the first challenge which we are discussed here. See, pine concept lo first challenge ఏంటి? Managing the registry settings and configuration, authentication, service security. This is the first challenge, right? The same challenge is being discussed here. The same challenge is being discussed here. I will directly show you the diagram. So this is the place where we need to manage the new registry properties. This is the place where we need to manage the registry properties. Clear? So what is this particular registry? What is this particular registry settings for mobile? Actually, first before going to this particular registry value browsing, what we need to understand is first we need to understand the issue of registry settings on mobile devices through an example. So let us take an example like Microsoft ActiveSync is meant for synchronization. See, there is a concept called Microsoft ActiveSync, where that particular Microsoft ActiveSync is used for synchronization with Windows personal computer. Windows personal computer. See this in this particular case, the Microsoft Office documents or pictures or music or videos and some other applications from a from the user's device. See this particular Microsoft Active Sync అనేది మనం synchronization కోసం యూస్ చేస్తున్నాం అని చెప్తున్నాం, right? So this Active Sync acts as a gateway. So this particular synchronization called Microsoft Active Sync acts as a gateway between the Windows powered PC and the Windows mobile powered devices. So Windows personal computer ki Windows mobile powered device ki మధ్యన ఇది ఏం చేయాలి అంటే it provides a gateway, it provides a channeling, it provides a gateway or it provides a channeling where the purpose of channeling is where that particular gateway is used to enable the transfer of applications, or we can transfer some documents, or we can transfer some pictures, or we can transfer some music or videos or anything else. So this Microsoft Active Sync is used as a gateway between Windows PC and Windows mobile powered device. Windows PC ki Windows mobile powered device ki మధ్యలో gateway గా యూస్ చేసేదాన్ని Microsoft Active Sync. Clear? So there is one more dimension to mobile device security called as there is one more there is sorry one second. Okay, next. So we have discussed about the gateway. So now we have known what is Microsoft Active Sync, and it is nothing but it is used for synchronization, and it acts as a gateway between Windows powered PC and Windows powered mobile devices, right? So thus by establishing the trusted groups through appropriate registry settings becomes very crucial. So one of the most prevalent area where this attention to security is application means there is a concept called as group policy. There is an option called as group policy. So group policy is one of the core operations that are performed by the Windows Active Directory. So group policy is nothing but one of the main operation, right? Next, there is one more dimension to mobile device security. There is also another dimension to the mobile device security where a new mobile applications are constantly being provided to help protest against the spyware or malware or viruses or bombs or any other malicious code. That means new mobile applications are constantly being protected. Suppose any applications అయితే మనం security కోసం provide చేస్తున్నామో hackers are ready to read the code and to write a code such that they will be hacking మనం ఎన్ని security measures తీసుకున్నా కూడా హ్యాకర్స్ ఏం చేస్తున్నారు మళ్ళీ దానికి ఒక కోడ్ రాసి ఆ సెక్యూరిటీ అనేది లేకుండా చేస్తున్నారు, right? And the next thing is when you get a computer installed or use a mobile devices for the first time, it may not be 100% secure. That why? Because we don't know if it is the first time if you are using a computer, or if it is the first time if you are using a mobile device. We don't know all the options available in it, right? So it is being considered as 100% not secure. It is being considered as 100% not secured. See, even if users go through every control panel settings and group policy option, computed to a security level, that will be near bulletproof to make additional registry settings that they are not exposed through any interface. So control panel loki velnivandi lepothe leda group policy option loki velandi. First thing we need to make sure is we need to go to the registry option and we need to update it. Registry option and we need to update it. You can look into the diagram which is visible to you. Look into the diagram which is visible to you. There are many ways to complete these registry settings on every computer, but some are certainly most efficient than others. So this particular concept of registry settings differs from one computer to the another computer. Prati system lo prati device lo untai kani, but some are more efficient than others. Some are more efficient than the others. So naive users may think that for solving the problem of mobile device security, there are not many registry settings to tackle. Since we have discussed that there are several ways to complete these registry settings on every computer. but we are telling that there are some more there are some are more efficient than the others. Some are more efficient than the others అంటే in మిగతా అన్ని inefficient అని కాదు. They also provide some sort of the security. They also provide some sort of the security, right? So don't think that since there are many ways for the history settings, and since only some ways will be creating more efficient than the others. So efficient in the sense both will be creating some sort of security. Both will be creating some sort of the security. So the reality of the overall problems becomes prevalent when you start researching and investigating the appetence of the registry hacks. So once if we go into this particular concept called as registry settings into deeply, మనం ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, రిజిస్ట్రీ సెట్టింగ్స్ ఎలా పెట్టాలి అనేది చెక్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో యాజ్ అన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐ హావ్ గివెన్ అన్ ఇమేజ్ టు యూ. బట్ వన్స్ వి గో ఇంటూ డీప్, సపోజ్ పెట్టకపోతే ఏంటి, సపోజ్ ఈ ఆప్షన్స్ అనేది మనం ప్లేస్ చేసుకోకపోతే ఎలా ఉంటుంది. సో సి వి హావ్ డిస్కస్ లైక్ గ్రూప్ పాలసీ ఆప్షన్స్, వి హావ్ డిస్కస్ లైక్ గ్రూప్ పాలసీ ఆప్షన్స్. సో అలాంటి ఆప్షన్స్ పెట్టకపోతే కనుక సెక్యూరిటీ విల్ బి లెస్, security will be less. So make sure if we are buying any computer or if you are using any mobile device in the for the first time, even though if we provide some sort of settings in the control panel or in some group policy option, we need to make sure we need to use the registry properties also. We need to make sure we are using the registry properties also. Clear? So this is the end of this particular topic. So these two topics are small topics, where the first topic is security challenges posed by the mobile devices, and the second concept called registry settings for mobile devices. These two are very small concepts where we need to understand, and the both the cases they are trying to provide security in some sort of the other. There all of it. So today we shall end the class here, and tomorrow in tomorrow's class we shall discuss about authentication service security. In tomorrow's class we shall discuss about authentication service security. So this particular concept consists of push attack, pull attack, and the crash attack. So we need to learn what are these three different types of push, pull, and hack attacks. Clear? So we will end this session today. Thank you.